Jake here. Just dropping in real quick. Just Jake. This is Al, who's strumming away here. And this is Betty. And Franklin here curled up at my feet. It's a rainy, windy day here. And you put it all together, even with the rain and the wind especially. We're Jake, Al, and Betty, the Cosmic Buskers. And just jumping on for a little bit here. I don't know how long. Just strum away a little bit. Get us all settled down a little. Yeah, settle it down a little bit. And it was a big night last night. This is the first full day of my 61st year. Oh, wow, wow. I think I've turned 60 now. I'm heading out on the gun line. Woo! Lap number 61. Wow! So last night was the first time ever that I alerted people that Jake's going live. The gallery doors are open, and they have been. But I haven't put up a sign or anything, right? But it's time to start shining the light, and we'll kind of see who gets attracted to it. And so speaking of shining the light, my dear friend Mercy popped on real quick last night. To check it out. That's really sweet. Thank you, Mercy. And one of the things she said, she said, John, so Mercy knows John. You guys don't. It's just Jake. But you think that guy you call John, you never saw John. Mercy sees John. Thank you, Mercy. And there are others, a few others like Farrah, who, it's hard to see John. Like that's Mercy has a gift to see. And so I don't blame you all for not seeing John. Where I'm pushing back is that you're insisting that you see John, and I'm saying, no, you're not seeing him. You're seeing something else. It's not me. It's not John you're seeing. And so I'm trying to tell you, you're not seeing me. You're saying, yes, I am. Yeah, you're this, you're this. I'm saying, I am fucking not that. I am not that, because you're saying I'm like these crazy fucking things, and I'm scary and all that. John is not that, so you do not know John. If you did not jump up and fucking down when they said John did those things, if there was anything in your head other than, oh my God, there's no fucking possible way, then you did not know John, and you never will. But you have an opportunity to get to know Jake. And Jake is what you need. And Jake has all the John you can handle. Right? John is super potent, as clearly, because he's so potent that you all ran the fuck away. He's like the most powerful of you, right? Hamilton Seltzer ran like fucking, right? John Churchill, hair on fucking fire, right? And these are who you revere. How powerful must I be? Not nearly as powerful, right? I'm not nearly as powerful as they think I am. I'm way, way, way more powerful, and they're running from what they think I am. But it's because they're afraid of love, because they never felt it before. Don't know what it is. So, talking to Mercy this morning. Can you see my eyes? Look in the eyes. Look in the eyes. 'Cause this is what Mercy was talking about. It was such a gift to me. Thank you, dear. And she had popped on, and she said, hey, I want to, because I don't know where you're coming from with this, but she said, what I love to see when we do FaceTime, and she said, and what I see when I look inside, when it gets scary. She says, when it gets scary and I look inside, she says, I see your eyes. And that fills me up, and it hits a tender spot, because when I look inside and when it's scary, I see Mercy's eyes. I told her that I see her glistening eyes. Mercy we were both noticing. She noticed, and it's absolutely true. She said she had super dark eyes. Now they're this beautiful soft brown. If I'm green or blue, and I've had enough of ice blue eyes, Liz, Sharon, Nicole. Yeah. Give me a brown eye girl. Carrie said she thought her eyes looked like shit. Yeah. That's what it looks like to me too. I'm sure there's beautiful eyes under there somewhere, Carrie, but right now it's shit. And what you did to me, and the things you said to me about our children and blaming me for their suffering, that was shit. That was real shit. Look in my eyes. Look into my eyes. Mercy said, yeah, I wanted to see your eyes, and we're talking about that. And I was like, oh, how beautiful. I think I'll have to get on and let's do some eye gazing. It's what I've wanted. It's what I've wanted. It's what I asked Sharon for. And we were struggling in our relationship. I desperately wanted to get closer to her. It was killing me. It was killing me. And she was feeling a lot of fear. And she was telling me she wasn't afraid of me. She said, no, I know it's not you. Right? That's consistent with her understanding that she's had. This understanding that she's been, that has like infused her for the past 25 years. This understanding that she points other people to. This understanding that, you know, we all want to be like Sid Banks. Just like Sid, right? Sid was not like Jesus. Jesus flipped tables. What I understand, Sid was a warm blanket. Except for a couple of people that he put a lot of pressure on. Right? Oh, so sorry, Dick, and he like was too tough on your friend. Fuck off. Dude, get a spine. This is serious shit. You know? Let's have some fun with it though, but wah. Sid was hard on your friend because he was fucking caught in his delusion. That was a gift. It's not all a warm fucking blanket. When Jesus was in the temple and he was going at the priests and calling them vipers, right? Like he said, this is it. He's fucking done it. There's no taking that shit back. He's on the cross at that point. Did he go running away? No. He saw his path. He wasn't a rabble-rouser. He was saying what he saw. I see the same fucking thing. I see the modern day version of it right here. Defile your own temples. Hamilton's dogs shit and piss in his temple. If you have been to a Blue Morpho retreat at Hamilton Seltzen's private resort, tell me you have not either fallen through a fucking floor and ended up laid up for 7, 8, 9 days in your hut like one of the apprentices was. Tell me that you did not get bitten by a dog. Catalina bit me like 3 fucking times. Telling me that you did not witness an outrageous fight between 2 unhinged dogs, and if it had not been broken up, they rarely say, oh, one would have killed the other. Yeah, this is a nice, calm, peaceful place to be. Right? And these dogs piss and shit all over Hamilton Seltzer's temple. And he says, let the dogs be dogs. I let my dogs be dogs. They do not shit or piss in my temple. And it's not because like they know like this area is no. No, they just know what temple is, what sanctuary, what cathedral is. They know that. And they get that from me, what that is. And your dogs get it from you and they shit all over it because you shit all over it. That's how it works. Your dog is a perfect reflection of you. See my eyes, there's love and intensity. Intense love. This is safe, but you gotta be real. Okay? If you're going to attack me, then I am going to be a very dangerous person in your life. Like, I'm not going to physically attack you, I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to be an everlasting presence in your life. For as long as you hold that posture, that will connect us to you, and I will forever be burning and causing you discomfort because I exist. I don't have to go and send things to you or nothing. I just put it out there. And you burn until you fucking figure out how to quench that fire. You gotta try to quench your fire. You can't touch mine. That's obvious. You've told the world that I burn too bright for you, Hamilton. And if all you want to go for a second-class flame, you can. I'm not looking for anything except for what's good for you. when I get all excited about the discoveries that I was making on my journey, and I wanted to share it with people, they didn't want to hear it. They were like, oh, don't. They're so like I'm making fucking discoveries, and you got folks like Dick and Bettinger, instead of saying, oh, tell me more, like, oh, well, no, he wants to point me back to some shit that he's seen, right? Cutting edge, Dick, and I'm going beyond where you went. I'm seeing new shit. No one told Albert, no, let's stay within this fucking, the Newtonian shit, right? Have some balls, my friend. There were things that were said behind the scenes, Dickin. And Dickin, by the way, you owe me some fucking money. You remember that? So Dickin, I'm gonna do some sessions with Dickin. Cool, right? And I asked you, I just want me to send out that letter. I said, I'm looking for an exemplar. I heaped praise upon you, right? But you just judged me. And so I have a session with Dickin. We're scheduled for an hour, and it's like some fucking coin, $2.50 an hour, something like that, right, Dickin? It's okay. It's cool. Guy knows some shit. I'm gonna learn some shit. We're 30 minutes in, and all I'm hearing from Dickin is Sid said, Sid said, Sid said, Sid said. It's like, should I send this $2.50 to Sid? I've got all the books. I understand how Sid saw it. I want to know how Dickin saw it. That's what I'm paying you for. And so getting all of this, I'm like, wait a minute. It's not like I was offended, but you had given me a lot to chew on, given what I had observed. The lessons you were wanting to teach and the lessons you were teaching unintentionally. They're all valuable. Sometimes, usually the unintentional ones are the most valuable in my direct experience. So I very generously say to Dickin, because I don't want to waste his time, and I've gotten enough, I can't take any more. Suddenly I'm on this, and I'm like, okay. I said, Dickin, thank you. I said, you know what? I've gotten what I need right here. And I'm going to go and I need to go and chew on that a little bit. So, dude, you nailed it. You got me what I need in a 30-minute session. Why do I stick around, right? Go enjoy some painting or something with Kwesi. Hang with your pup. Oliver, right? Oliver is your pup after Mary Oliver. I pay attention. All this shit, I see you. I see you. I see the entire 3P community and the entire delusion. Oh, I want to pair up. Jenny and Dave, Chicken and Boise, Jane and Chip. It starts looking weird. It starts looking really fucking weird. Especially when it's like, well, who should I be? Well, why don't you try him? Right, Sharon? Jenny breaks up with Rudy, finds Dave. Sharon's like, who am I gonna looking like? It's like musical chairs, change partners. Well, why don't you try, Rudy? He's available. Oh yeah, so what is going on there, people? What the fuck is going on? Because I know you're not in bed, you're not going on this exploration of self. Because when I'm talking to Sharon about exploration of self, she tells me explicitly that that's like they get away from those things. You just sit there, but you're never doing the self-exploration. You're just trying to get people to dissociate. But when you dissociate, you're not that. It's not a good dissociation. That's why dissociation gets a bad name. You dissociate to run away from. We dissociate into. You dissociate away from. We dissociate into. It's like a pair of balls. And you're all saying, don't go into the darkness. Not the darkness, right? Hamilton, go for the light. Go for the light. Dude, you're fucking lost. So lost. See the eyes? You see how I can spit venom? But it's love. It is love. And all they got to do is say, man, wow, that's me? I did that. Yeah, it's not your fault, but you have to see through the illusion and the delusion, because that is you. Come home. Come home. So I get off the call with Dickin, and he sends me a little invoice we can pay. Charged me $500 fucking dollars for a half hour of a session that he was billing at $2.50 an hour. Dickin, I know you said the ego always gets it exactly backwards. Does it get backwards and does it multiply by 4 too at the same time? I mean, you might have said, oh, half hour, $2.50. That's some math would get you to 125. Somehow you, instead of divide by 2, multiply by. So whatever you think is appropriate, look for the QR code and make it right. And you might consider an extra gratuity there since you withheld shit from me, your client, a conversation that Sharon had after we had discussed some secret conversation about what's going on with John. I know what was going on there. She wouldn't tell me, so I know. And you withheld that from me. Keeping secrets, that's a lack of transparency. And here you are, held up within that community. You all will never go beyond Dickin. Okay? Or Sid. Sid had an experience of 4 seconds. I detailed for Dickin my 3.5 hour experience. I said I was in that space. 3.5 hours versus 4 seconds. You think I saw a little more than Sid? Yeah, I fucking saw it all. That's what I told him. I said I saw it all. I said it explicitly. I said Sid was there 4 seconds. I was there for 3.5 fucking hours. You think they say, what did you find? No. Oh, that can't be. He's delusional. When are you going to, if you don't understand that somebody is going to go way beyond, you're thinking this is a mystical world, someone's going to start pointing to something super mystical and saying, I know about that. When are you going to grab onto that? Because that transition has to happen. You have to embrace that. You fucking scaredy cats. Dickin, I'm disappointed in you. I am. Remember when you made the political comment on Facebook? Remember you were puffing out your chest that you have a neighbor across the street who's a big Trumper, and you're not. And how you receive him so graciously. Yeah, well, I see it a little differently. Ooh. But finally it became too much. First, Coisy was all freaking out about things going on out there. And then you finally snapped and said, I know equanimity, but, really, people, we need to do something about that. That's where you showed me you are lost. Even that is perfection, my friend. Even that. That's where you showed me that you, like Gandhi or anyone else, found something inside, allowed you to dissociate from that. But ultimately, you revealed that you are in conflict with that, and therefore in conflict. Same thing. It's like the people that go into the jungle to do dieta to work on their codependence, right? All their compulsions, and they get there, and they get super anal about the specific rules of this dieta process, and exactly how the maestro says it should be. You are now codependent with that process instead. And you're like, people say, I've been working on this shit for years and years and years and studying it. I mean, codependence is deep. Like, I went through the phases of figuring out I was codependent with codependence, right? Like, this is deep, deep, deep shit. And I'm like telling these people, like, hey, yeah, codependence. Wow, man, if I explored codependence, tell them about this. Say, yeah, well, I'm working on my codependence too, because I got this codependence with my wife that I've been, met her in high school. Andrew Kilgore, I'm not talking about you. This is the other guy. So similar. Andrew knows his shit. Andrew knows himself. And like 4 days, he does the 9-day dieta, like totally fucking anal about the rules and like nobody touch me and I'm not talking to anyone. I'm gonna do this. And he declares after 9 days he has fucking resolved his codependence issues, as he has become completely fucking codependent with these rigid dieta rules. Right? It's called dieta rigorosa. It is as stringent as you can fucking get. That's like the opposite of sovereign free living. You have now bound yourself to Hamilton's rules. So you got rid of the wife and now you're married to Hamilton Salter. Good fucking luck there. Jeez. That's how it works. Yeah. And you have, my sweetheart who sees something like bigger and more important than some fucking dude. He's just some fucking dude. Just some fucking dude. eye gazing exercises. It was always uncomfortable for me too. I did eye gazing exercises with my wife Carrie when we were in couples counseling. It was horrific. You should have heard some of the shit she said to me afterwards. It was terrible. It was terrible. She just, I saw something about myself as I was gazing into her eyes. It was super uncomfortable. I saw something. We were there in a therapist's office, and the therapist asked us to, it was an exercise where what she was saying is, imagine there's a bridge between the two of you. And she described this world that my wife lived in, and I was not in a place of like seeing any beauty in my wife at all, or myself. And as we're staring into each other's eyes, she's talking to me about coming across the bridge, and I am entering into her world. So she was basically teaching me how to have some allowance. Right? And I believe Carrie was not ready to do this. So I said, I'll do it. I'll try. Right? I'm going to go into that fucking kingdom. And in the journey across that bridge, I saw some things. I realized some things. And we finished the exercise, and she said, what was that like for you? What did you see? And I told her, I said, I learned this. I saw this about myself, and I saw this. It was a tender moment. And Carrie scoffed. I could have told you that. Okay. Yeah. Fuck you, Carrie. Eye gazing is tough. It reveals you. And you want to do it with somebody that can hold you and hold the container. I can do that. So can Mercy. I remember eye gazing with you, Liz, at John Churchill's retreat in November 2019. Remember Boulder, Star House, and that little Airbnb just walking distance away. Super uncomfortable. I felt you. You're super uncomfortable. It's not me. That's what I discovered when I'm staring into someone else's eyes. I feel this discomfort. It's not mine. It's theirs. That's just how I am. I feel you every time. I feel what you project on me. Liz, you're holding secrets. You know why I'm suffering. You know why I suffered. I'm not suffering anymore. I'm still revealing more, but it's not suffering. Say mercy. I was granted mercy. Hey, mercy. Oh my goodness. What a gift. Oh, I gotta show you guys something. Look at that. Groot and Rocket. Wonder Twins activate. Woo! Form of whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, we figured it out. Cool. Come look in our eyes. Join us. Come join us. Let's have some fun in this play game. Let's play the game of enlightenment, embodiment, next revolution. If your partner cannot look you in the eyes, that's something you need to address. I'm not saying you need to run away, but that's something you need to address, and you both need to address that honestly. Because you're having difficulty seeing yourself, and you're holding shame and guilt, and you're denying yourself. And that means that you're denying who you are because people told you you weren't that, and you put it away. And that's why you can't look in your partner's eyes, because the eyes reveal everything. It's the window to the soul. And you're ashamed of yourself, and you're afraid I'm going to see that. But I see through that. I see what you see, and I see what you're ashamed of. And I know that that's not your fault, and you need not be ashamed of that. And I can show you that. But until you see that, you are dangerous. You're dangerous to others, and specifically to me. I need to know. That's why this disability, it's important for me to know how others see the world, because when they see it backwards as they do, they become a danger to me. I'm not talking like, oh, I might have an emotional owie. The result of that, manifested fully, has resulted in my involuntary hospitalization, right? The removal of my freedom. Right? That was a serious trauma, and the state bought into that. And they're hearing from me too, right? So you become a danger to others. And I'll tell you what I discovered. If there was ever once a time, that you felt that this person, John Bennett, who you knew, whatever you called him, or whoever you thought he was, looked a lot like me, that he did something that hurt you, right? You felt that. And I can imagine that we were together and you said to me, Sharon, you hurt me. And you might have looked at me, and I would expect you might have seen a look that said, I'm so sorry. Like I hurt you? And I'm sure you felt good about that. And I know that I was saying, I hurt you. That's what I had been trained to do. That was my training in response to this horrific feeling I felt when you told me I hurt you. And you're saying, oh, look how bad he feels. That he hurt me, so I feel better. At least he feels bad, and maybe he'll stop doing that, is what you're thinking, you're hoping. And maybe if he took this pill, he would stop doing that, right, Nicole? I would stop hurting you. Maybe this next therapy session will get him what he needs so he can stop hurting me, is what you're all thinking. You can't ask me to take a pill and expect you to feel better. You can't ask me to go to the therapist and expect you to feel better. It doesn't work that way, right? When Kate, you have cancer, you did not send Gordon to the doctor. You went and had that done for you. That's how it works. When you have an owie, that cancer was in you. Or were you blaming that on me too? Whose fault was the cancer, Kate? Who's eating themselves up from the inside out? Can you see the pattern? Yeah. So that hurt look that you saw in me that you thought said, oh, he's so sorry. What that was my reaction to you telling me that I could possibly hurt you. You called me mean or insensitive, uncaring, unloving, and you said that caused you to be hurt. That hurt me, because that's bullshit. It comes from you. That's yours, and you blamed me, a being who would never hurt you and never has. So yeah, I looked hurt because you hurt me. That was legit, right? When people do that, when they deny you, when they hold you responsible for what hurts in them, and when you've been trained to fucking believe it, okay? That was a mind fuck. And it's one thing when these are people who don't study psychology, spirituality, human behavior. If you're just out, look, I'm not minimizing anybody, but if this isn't your thing and you're just in the normal curve of the human thing, right? This is just simply how we are. But I'm talking about people who are thumping their chest saying, I know better. I know that it's really the other way. And they're saying, look, I know it's really the other way. And they're telling people, come to me, I can teach you, just show me the money. How can I charge for my gift? Do you see my eyes? Show me the money. How much can I charge for my gift, Sharon? Can I get $10,000 for them? When can I start charging like Melissa Ford, $40,000 a year? Fucking A. So these are the people that are saying, no, I know this shit. And I'm like, you're saying it to them, and then you're totally turning it around with me. You forget it all. You forget it all. My sister, a 35-year trauma therapist, who had her start, her kickoff was when the Big Dan's rape trial, and she was like the spokesperson for this newly formed, rape crisis center. Right? Because the big thing with Big Dan's was they blaming the victim, the woman, right? And it was big shit. I mean, a cultural thing. It was a big fucking deal. 1983. I was here for it. I was there. And I saw my sister on TV saying, not the victim. It's not the victim. It's not the victim. Yeah, no, I know. Fast forward 42 years. She's now, like back then she was just kind of like, women's studies and all this, but now then she's gotten the PhD in trauma whisperer, right? Liz, trauma whisperer. Speak up. Stop whispering. We whisper secrets. So I tell my sister that I had a really unsettling experience at a fellow apprentice's estate in Pennsylvania. Nikos Phelps. And we're doing our plant medicine practice, and I had a very profound experience. But Nikos did not, he was serving me medicine. He was there holding the container so I could really go. If you're doing it by yourself, you're holding the container and you're going. And to really go when you're doing it by yourself, take some balls. I fucking do that. But Nikos says, I'm gonna hold the container. We're gonna kind of let me help shepherd you through this. Yeah, cool. I'm in for that. I want to taste some Nikos medicine. My experience inside his home was like a neo-shamanic crack house. It was a fucking mess. And his yards are pristine, landscape. So I'm like, what is this guy hiding? What you can see is fucking just right. And inside it's like a shit show. And it reflects Nikos. He's like all buttoned up and inside he's a shit show. He's the one drinking 12 cups of San Pedro in ceremony. Hamilton, don't you dare level a charge of excessive plant medicine use. You know my history. Use little amounts, you shithead. So, I described my experience that ensued because Nikos brought me to this deep experience and then abandoned me and put me in a critically tenuous state that I had to manage all by myself as I huddled in the back of my car with my dog. He just left me there. We are trained not to do this. We are trained on how you manage that situation. I had to get my shit together. He just fucking left. Nikos left. Oh, next appointment, right? And he leaves me in my car. So yeah, I got my shit together. I don't know. I probably expressed something. I think I knocked something over, something like that. I was in a fucking state. Abandoned me, Hamilton. I fucking told you that. Your apprentice. That's what you're teaching. Everyone be fucking aware, Blue Morpho. Be aware. So I'm driving home and I call my sister. And I'm telling her that my experience was such that I told her about the neo-shamanic crack house. And I said, Liz, it was the experience was that of being spiritually raped. She should spiritually raped. She then levels charges. She tells me that that's exactly what I'm talking about. You have a lack of discernment and this and that. And she proceeds to basically tell me about how it was my fault. It was my fault. And she said, yeah, lack of discernment. She's saying I've put myself in a bad position. I'm like, Liz, this is one of my fellow apprentices. My maestro has encouraged me to practice with him, either online or even better, in person. I am following the instructions of the master shaman. And I am coming back because he's way the fuck down in Peru And Nikos is way the fuck I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in North America, and I'm giving him feedback as to what's going on by one of somebody who is fairly well known within his training program, and who everyone's saying, yeah, Nikos. No, it's a fucking shit show, I am telling you. And you need to give some attention to that. This is the service I am providing to you. Right? But I end up with him attacking me for whatever, and my sister blaming the victim. Trauma therapist. So you need to shut that shit down. Yeah, and she's stealing money from her ex-wife. Let's check that out. Thanos. Ask Barbie about the divorce settlement, whether they did what the judge said or whether they did the little side deal. Tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Judge rejected their negotiated settlement. Said, no, this is better. This is equitable. They said, okay, that's equitable. And then a little backroom side deal with her former wife, who she's telling everybody is slipping into the depths of Alzheimer's. That's what she's telling everyone. Yeah, Bob, why don't we still do it the other way? What do you think? Bob says, yeah, I think that'll be, of course, right? I don't know, Barbie, I don't take away your sovereignty. I honestly think that's fine. I'm not worried about Barb. She didn't get screwed, right? But my sister cannot hold herself as the moral compass and pull shit like that. And then, like, there's another woman in town. She's telling me years ago a story about this woman who took advantage of an older lady and upset her whole family and the whole thing, right? This whole fucking story that my sister heard, like, from a client in second and third hand, as she's telling me this. She's telling me this. Didn't name names, but yeah, she's telling me stories of her sessions with her clients. And she's talking about this woman that took advantage of this older woman. There's a woman that it turns out I knew, and I spent some time with. My sister, you can't date Lisa Murphy. Listen, I'm fucking 60 years old. You can't tell me who the fuck to date. Like, seriously, like, she said, John, you can't date Lisa Murphy. As soon as she said that, I said, oh, that's gonna happen. Now that has to happen. Now I'm super intrigued. And I spent some lovely time with Lisa. She's a lovely woman. She's confused as fuck, but she's a lovely woman. And judged the fuck out of me for my cigarette smoking after she told me that it was perfectly fine. You didn't tell me. I asked you, Lisa, do you mind? You said no. You just thought it was a disgusting habit, something that I could grow into. You saw me as a piece of clay. You blew it. I gave you the acorn, said you could have any wish. You wanted something very selfish. I want that smoking to come to a completion. It is. Every time I hit a filter. I'm working on that. I told you. I said, okay, I'll go work on that. And I'll get back to you, because I promised you, Lisa, anything you wanted. Anything you wanted, and that's what you picked. But the smoking is intolerable to you, and I need to complete it. And to finish the race, I always knew from running track, to finish the race, you had to keep running forward. There's no, like, I want this race, believe me, every time that gun sounded, the first gun, I was thinking, I want this to come to completion. But I knew it didn't mean 10 steps and turn around and go back. It meant you had to go all the way around to completion. So I'm bringing this to completion. You've made it very clear through long, long text messages and communications how offensive you find it and how it causes you pneumonia. And I don't want to hurt you, dear. So that's why we're taking space. Because I'm working on bringing this to completion as you requested. And so I'm going on the full journey with tobacco. The full journey, getting to know each other. So we're going to bring it right to completion. I don't know when that's going to be. It could go on and on and on and on, and the beat don't stop till the break of dawn. So there's that. There's that. When Lisa said, she wanted to come to completion, I said, okay, I'll see you when it's done. No, I'm not going to the Azores, to the fucking retreat. No, because now I got to focus on this. You want to complete? Oh, Jake's going to do that right away. So, we cancel all plans, and Jake goes in, just as you asked. You could have asked for everlasting peace for the entire planet. Would have given you that. I swear to God. All it will take is time. I told you. I was serious, but you didn't believe it. You thought you didn't get it. You didn't get it. didn't see me. You lose. So I said, okay, I'm going to go and do that. That's, we're done for now. And then she gives me this rash of shit that I broke her heart. Fuck off, Lisa. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. I connected with your friend who died of lung cancer, the smoker, who had looked out after you. And she said, yes, please look out after my dear friend Lisa. She has lots of distortions. I said, I will. I understand. I hold those in allowance. When we met, we were talking about maybe pursuing a little bit of a love relationship. It was lovely. It was lovely. I threw myself into that completely. I had given it a full chance. I was curious. Who is she? Let's see. When will she reveal herself? And you in fact revealed yourself right at the beginning. Very early when we were hanging out in your little place there, your little treehouse. And you said to me, I'm going to tell you how I took this, Lisa. You said to me, I won't steal your power. You know what happened as soon as you said that? I said, wow, I'm super curious. How exactly is she going to steal my power? I knew it. You revealed yourself. I said, okay, here it comes. Right? Because when someone like you says, I respect you, or Sharon says, I respect you, I start thinking, how many different ways is she disrespecting me? If you have to tell me over and over and over again, Sharon, I respect you, I respect you, I respect you, you don't respect me. Remember I told you, respect, that's table stakes. I mean, fuck, I'm looking for authentic love. So as it would turn out, Lisa had already stolen my power. And in the very first meeting that we had after we hadn't seen each other probably over a year or something, she stopped by one day. I had reached out to her earlier, just I wanted, things had kind of ended the previous time, we had kind of taken, whatever, we drifted apart. I was going with some stuff and I was pursuing Sharon again. It's fucking crazy. And so I felt I wanted to put a kind of a tidier bow on that. So I reached out to got a couple things I'd like to kind of bring to completion, if you wouldn't mind. Kind of an amends, sort of. And after a while, a couple months or something, she showed up. And she came into my home. The couch was back there, actually. We sat down on either end of the couch to chat. And I grabbed a cigarette. And we're inside the home and everything. And it's my home and all, but I said, do you mind? She said, no. Okay. I like my cigarette. We're talking. Cigarette, we're talking. And she leaves. And then we see each other all the time. We hang out. We have a fire on the beach. We go for walks in the woods with the dogs. We go walks on the beach, etc., and get together, chat. A couple of dinners, just hang out. We never once even kissed. Held hands twice. It's nothing, but it was lovely. I needed to get to know her before I'm going to share this with her. I'm different than other people. It's not about getting my dick wet right off the beginning. I wanted authentic connection through friendship. The previous time we had separated, Lisa and I were kind of pursuing, see if there's a love connection there. And I told her, this is right now the romantic part about it. I could see it happening, but can we kind of just focus on being friends right now, and let's get there, and then let's see what it develops into. And she said, I've got enough friends. I said, okay. See you later then. But this time around, she tells me that no problem with the cigarette smoking. And so I continue, but I'm respectful. I'm not lighting up cigarettes in her house and stuff like that. I respect that. But if we're together, I might smoke, and I'm respectful. I'm like, you want to stand down. When I get it, Mercy has a severe allergy to cigarette smoke. She doesn't project that onto me. If we've done some work together, I know what she needs for her system. She knows what I need for my system. I just had some rapé, some shamanic snuff. I just mailed that down to her. She needs it. It wasn't cheap to overnight it. It's not cheap at all. But it's her medicine. It's like she's out of her antidepressant or whatever. Or her heart meds or whatever. She needs it. So I sent it down there. Because when Mercy is channeling and her channels open, she needs support for her system that you don't understand, but she knows what she needs. She needs the rapé, the snuff. I need the cigarette. That's my art. That's how my being works. Mercy knows that. And so we'll get to one, she'll say, hey, let's go outside and get you a smoky treat. It's really sweet. And we hang out and we position ourselves so that she's not offended that I smell like tobacco. It's not gross. It just smells, your grandfather smelled like tobacco. And so any of those times that I was out with you, Lisa, you might have shared with me, when you mentioned that, like I didn't want to, I was in your home, we just met, but I really do have a struggle with cigarettes. But you were afraid to say that to me. And I was feeling the distance growing between us, and I'm wondering what's going on. If you had told me what was going on, that you had this thing with cigarettes, you would have given me an opportunity to explain to you where tobacco fits in my spiritual practice and how it has been used from the beginning of time and how the shamans use it in South America and how we used to use it here, and what was in the peace pipe, and its importance in terms of grounding and for the energy body, the light body. It's smoke, right? I could have told you about that. I could have told you how the cigarette to me is sacrament. It's God. It reveals the dimensions of the universe, because right there is the imaginary point in space that Euclid saw. And when he saw that point, when all you saw is a point, he saw a fucking line behind it. And not only did he see the line, he saw a plane behind that. That's how when I see the point, I see the plane, I see everything, right? It's all imaginary. And it's all here in the tobacco, right? You've got the full geometry in there. We have tobacco, which is ground, the elements, right? Ground, earth, water, fire. What's the other one? Ground. We have our ground. We have fire. The tobacco is moist. There is moisture in the air. There's your water, right? Ground, fire. Prana. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke. Ash. The primordial form of consciousness in matter, in form. It's ash, flower, flow you are. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If only we had something, some kind of substance that would allow us to witness that which is apparently invisible. If only there was something, these substances, maybe we could send signals with it. What does that consciousness look like? I wonder. Oh no, those are just air currents. It's more than that. Release your mind. It's in the cigarette, right? And so members of her lovely community, as we go on a beautiful hike on her birthday, and I'm smoking my cigarette and feeling all of their fucking judgment, and they're wondering, these are students of hers, they're like, oh, the mystical teacher has someone who smokes. I'm sure I embarrassed you, right? As I was there with my drum and practicing my authentic faith. And we set up an altar. Blowing smoke on it, blessing it. I am tabaquero. Cigarillo. The will of the cigarette. Your students, grab a little pouch and grab some tobacco. Tobacco is grown to be smoked, snuffed, inhaled, not just sprinkled. That is what we call cultural appropriation. If you prefer not to smoke it, that is fine. If it's not your thing, it is not Mercy's thing, and yet she reveres tobacco. It is part of her heart. It's her altar. It's the smoke. She loves smoke. But the tobacco smoke is something that we're working on. That's just dissonance. That's going to resolve itself. As are her allergies, the dogs, and all that. It's all going to resolve itself with time, with a little bit of time and allowance. It becomes appropriation when you do not use it in other ways and you see other people and you say, that reviles me, that's wrong. Now you are offending the spirit. That's not the spirit of it. My dear, you judged me, and it was your ignorance. You broke your own heart. I could have talked to you about it, and I could have offered you the same consideration that I offer my dear Mercy. Who knows what might have happened? Who knows? My heart was totally in it. I was wide open. Show me what you are. And you did. You were very clear when I told you I'm going to go off and do as you said. I'm going to complete my journey with the tobacco spirit. You said, don't ever contact me again. Okay, I won't. And then you reached out and contacted me. Remember? Oh, I saw you and the pups on the beach. We saw each other. I wanted to run over to you. I did not see you. You don't exist. I'm not looking for you. If you came, you're just not in my awareness. Did not see you. And I told you I was grateful that you respected our privacy because I was deep in contemplation about other things, probably tobacco. And so yeah, very direct with you. Do not contact me. Our paths will meet when you're ready. And then maybe we can have that friendship, Lisa. I'm game for that. And I love your community. Neil is distorted. Neil's fucking distorted. I mean, I show up at a kirtan, and there's like the one masculine figure in her organization who leads the kirtan and the yoga and shit like that. Like, look, I got 15 years on this guy. It's like I've been around the block a couple times. And he's like, asked me if I know how to use a meditation mat and a cushion. I'm like, dude, yeah, I've done like 10,000 fucking hours. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. Investigate somebody before you make assumptions. Have your heart open. They might know something you don't. I was looking to partner up with the organization that could have helped. I offered. I was not looking to take over the organization. It was wonderful. I said, oh, we can do something. I was looking for who could I partner with? Who could I possibly partner with? Who has the courage to bring something remarkable and mystical and magical into the world with me? I looked and offered. Sharon, do you want to? John Churchill, do you want to? Hamilton Salford, do you want to? Rojana, do you want to? Lisa, do you want to? And I was looking for something that builds Mercy and I could be part of this, right? It wasn't Lisa or her. I mean, it's like we want something where we can bring my gift, her gift, right? No, I went, so from here out, it's Mercy me. Who wants to join us? I finally just had to put my fucking flag in the ground. Say, okay, start here. Come on. So Karuna Mandala, Blue Morpho, 3 principles, wherever you are. If you're a big fan of Nana Pam Gregory, love you, Pam, absolutely. Gene Keys, keep it with you. It all fits here. It all fits here, but we're going to be real. We're going to leave the shit there, and then we're going to bring Sid's teachings into here, and then we're really going to understand what Sid was trying to tell us. And the Buddha, and Jesus, and Muhammad, and Melchizedek, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Ezekiel, the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, David, this JakeLive space is, think of it, think of it as a crypt. Think of it as a cave that you stumbled upon. And you find these scrolls, modern day scrolls, QuadCast, multi-spatial media. Spatial, isn't it spatial? It's like, man, boy, we're spatial. Yeah, we are spatial. Multi-spatial. Light, sound, thought, communion. What is communion? It's a state of being. You're communing with something greater. I remember my first communion. We made a big deal out of it. I was prepared for it. I was a little boy. It was third grade or something. I knew what I was doing. Something deep inside knew. I wasn't like some little boy. Yes, I was following what my mother wanted, and I was put through this. But no, something deep inside. Yeah, this was. I felt the energetic importance of taking that wafer, but I was not buying into the dogma. Even as a small child, I resented. I had to make my first confession. They forced me to confess sins, a perfect being, third grade, and I'm going to confess to a priest, supposedly that I did something wrong, so he can tell me how perfect I am. That's fucked up. If I am perfect, you don't have me sit in front of you, behind you, looking at you, or anything, telling you I did something wrong. Catholic Church, you are fucked up. You are trapping people. You're putting yourselves between us and God. Leo, I'm not impressed. Neither is Francis. He knows you don't have what it takes. You're not there. I see it. You're not there. Because if you were, you would be taking all of those fucking Catholic Church castles that I saw on Lake Como, etc., liquidating them and feeding the motherfucking people. It's easy. Sell the gold chalice and feed the fucking people. Until you have no money left. And then do the next thing. Dump fuel, feed the people. And confess yourself. Get the fuck out of the way. God is not out there. God is here. You know that. And I do not need you to commune with that presence. I do not need you. Period. Nobody does. But we could sure use the resources that you are fucking hoarding. You are hoarding the grain. Currency equals food, shelter, clothing, and water. And you are hoarding it. And people are without shelter, food, clothing, and water. You claim to be a benevolent organization. Bill Gates, you claim to be a benevolent individual, and you are hoarding the grain. Release it. Release it. Don't worry about its perfect application. Just fucking release it. We need the money. We need the grain in the system because we are trapped in scarcity. And you are hoarding it. And then we have, every state has a pile of cash that they're sitting on. A pile of fucking cash. Monies that they receive for redemptions, can redemptions, it's just sitting there, right? Because people are buying their cans, paying their fucking nickel deposit and putting the cans in the recycling bin. Where does that money go? It's not even, I don't even think it's being spent, right? Because you don't know what to do. It's supposed to sit there for this thing, this program, that thing, right? Or you have people who didn't recover some amount of money and there's these things built. Say, oh, well, they might come and say, there, I've got some of that money. Release the money. We are starving. If people come and say, don't you have that $10,000 that I forgot to get and you don't have it, we'll find it. For fuck's sake. Sell some bonds. Release the currency. Yeah, we are trapped in slavery. It's how it works. It's very simple. Read Charles Eisenstein's book, Sacred Economics. It's all out there. Do you see my eyes? just Jake. This is Al. This is Betty. Zeke Star. The eyeballs. Got Nala curled up on the chair here next to the picture of Nana B. Family matriarch of all matriarchs. Wow. Nana B. Franklin's curled up at my feet here. The whole pack is just chill. It's sweet. Super, super sweet. Thanks for dropping in. We might be back in just a little bit because we're kind of at the paint the sky, and I think given we got fog coming in. Oh, beware the fog. So yeah, I think we need to throw some color up, maybe. Get a comfy spot here. We'll see where we might settle in and do some paint the sky. But this has been pretty cool to hang with you right here. Excuse me, we're gonna throw up some more videos. I'm doing some stuff behind the scenes. Some preludes, like preludes, interludes, postludes. This is before Jake presses the go live button. The first thing I do is hit record. So it's throwing a file. And then there's this space between record and start streaming. The first time I did it was record, start streaming. Now, wait a minute. Something happened in between. I said, what happens if I go record, pause, and then start streaming? What if I pause longer? And then I started noticing that this place between record and pause is a sort of a pregnant point, an emergent point, a portal, a liminal space. So I got really curious, and I allowed that pause to extend. And then I'm thinking, oh wait, but now I got this big chunk before I go live, and the live piece gets saved to YouTube automatically, right? But then I got something on my local drive, and Jake's not about fucking cutting and slicing and dicing files and organizing shit. Try to do minimal of that, but I'm seeing that I'm getting some shit's coming out in these liminal spaces, and then sometimes in the midst of a go live, I'll stop the recording. I'll stop the go live to kind of segment it. The recording's still going, and I'm going to hit go live, and now there's this interlude. And it's another lude. I call it the tween. The tween. And the tween is kind of like this when things are shifting, and then we pop into another state. It's kind of like an onset. And so I started mining these spaces because it's a different dimension. It's a very different feel when I'm making that recording than when I am putting something that someone could be here right now. I have no idea. I'm in my control space here, running in another part of the production system is go live, and I could see, and that picture is there. That's whatever you're looking at, which is not, you're looking at this 20 seconds after this happened if you're there for the go live. So there's a shift there. There's a dimensional shift there, and it just adds to the intrigue, right? What's going on there? So anyways, that's what I mean when I say I'm gonna, anyways, there's a space. Stop recording, and then who knows what happens. And so there are these ludes, I call them. Prelude, interlude, postlude. It's all tween. It's all liminal space. So some really cool stuff started happening in those spaces. When I move towards, I think I'm ready to go live. It's not just a boom, we're live. It's like, whoa, what the hell? So there's a stepwise process, and I need to prepare. I'm finding that liminal space, that prelude is important. And I don't want to hide anything, and there was precious stuff coming out that's informing me and my unfolding, and it matters to me, and so I want to put it out there. So I said, oh, wait a minute, now I have to start cutting some of these pieces and putting them there, which I'm figuring out how to do that fairly easily. And it's going through these things, it's being less of a chore, and what I'm finding is, you usually say, well, I recorded that. It was 2 hours, and I gotta sit and watch myself. Like, I already recorded it. It's like watching a show twice. It's not. I watch it, not that I'm impressed with myself, but this dude is teaching me shit. Because as I've said, it's, this is not from me. It comes through me, it comes to me. So it gives me a second chance to experience it. It's a different experience when I see it coming to me this way than when it's coming to and through me simultaneously. So it's becoming part and parcel of my process of the unfolding. It's kind of like this inner looping, this loop back, and it becomes like you get to see yourself from and through and within all sorts of different dimensional realities, different aspects of yourself. What does self look like here? What does self look like there? It's about coming to understand yourself, how you operate, what moves you. And for me, that's incredibly important because I'm finding that you all move in similar ways. And my direct experience is that when I do not understand what's moving you, it's a potential that you represent a great danger to me, given my disability. And so that's what I'm seeking to suss out. And that's what my dogs seek to suss out. All right, I got lots more to say. I know you're all surprised. But Jakey's gonna pull up here for a little bit. I hope you see more than just the fire and fear in my eyes. I hope you see through that which you fear. I hope you can see the deep love and grace and gentleness. If you feel my fire, I want you to know I'm even more fiery. And my gentleness matches it, perfectly balanced. If you want more gentleness, come get real with me. I'll be gentle, I promise you. But if you resist, you're going to feel the fire. Whenever you're ready, cross my threshold. Come commune. Whatever threshold, my threshold right here, that'd be a huge step. I could cross the threshold right here and just take a peek in, witness, that's a big step. Read some of the stuff. Stay out in the wings if you need to as you digest this and get a look at yourself. I know it's hard, but at some point it would be helpful for you to face it directly and look into these eyes. We'll see you soon. Until then. Until then.